I literally love this movie so much.
Is this how?
Cancel the book. Cancel it. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought that we could run back one of my favorite videos that I filmed on this channel, which is reading books that are like my favorite movies. So the first book that we are reading in today's video is none other than First Time Caller by B.K. Borson. I already started this one actually. I'm on page 143 of this one, and it's about 420 pages, I think. So I have less than 300 pages left. And the movie that I have compared to this, I know that I think technically this one is a Sleepless in Seattle or Sleepless in Seattle, like comp title. However, I've never seen that movie, and I have seen The Ugly Truth, and I feel like there are so many similarities in the romantic dynamic going on in that movie versus this book. So let's talk about it. In this book, First Time Caller, we have our two main characters, Aidan and Lucy. Lucy is this hopeless romantic who is just not obsessed, but she genuinely believes in love and romance, and that's what she wants for herself. She has very high hopes and high expectations for the love that she's going to let into her life at this stage. And so sometimes when she talks about it, people are like, oh, that's so unrealistic. And you kind of need to lower your standards and stuff. And she just wants romance and she wants fireworks. And so one day her daughter called into the Heartstrings radio show, and she ends up talking to our host, which is the main male character, Aidan, who has kind of become a cynic. I feel like he has absorbed enough negativity and enough heartbreaking stories from the people that call into the radio show that it has made a cynic out of him. And so I think through this story, while they're trying to find Lucy Love, which is kind of the plot because their clip goes viral and now everybody wants Lucy to find her one true love. And so that it's basically like The Bachelor on a radio show. But through this, I think we're also going to see Aidan kind of warm up to the idea of romance and love and kind of find that it is true. And so I'm really excited about this book, The Ugly Truth. This is starring Katherine Heigl and Jared Butler. Our female main character is also a hopeless romantic like Lucy, and she wants something real and genuine and authentic, and she genuinely believes in romance. And I think she's a little bit more meticulous. Like she has a list of things that she wants from her like perfect partner, but for all intents and purposes, they have the same intention. Long term, they just want somebody to love them and they want romance and they want sparks. And then we have our main male character in The Ugly Truth, who is played by Jared Butler. And he is a radio show host as well. Super cynic. Like he is the absolute love hater. And his show is basically giving advice to women to not fall in love and to be real, and that everything is about sex and that's all that men want. They don't care about romance. And so he's definitely more of a cynic than Aidan, who is our main character in the book. But again, for all intents and purposes, same kind of vibe. They have become cynics based on some experiences, but also some of the shared experiences that they have with like callers and kind of absorbing some of that negative energy. So yeah, that's kind of the comparison. I feel like The Ugly Truth is just one of those movies that I could watch over and over and over and over and over. So I'm kind of hoping to have that kind of love and comfort with this book. I don't know if I'll quite get there, but I'm definitely going to enjoy it regardless, I think. Yeah, so far so good. I'm liking this one a lot. And so let's jump into it.
You put down the phone, you've nowhere to go. Get back on the road, yeah, it's so dotted line, the red stop sign, no room to go slower.
Okay, I had to take off the movie because I was getting distracted. I literally love this movie so much. It's so hilarious. Jared Butler is just so good and so funny in this movie. He is just his my favorite from the beginning, or like from the introduction to him, is when he's going like on this rant about how men are simple, and if you want to get a man, all you have to do is get on a stairmaster. And he literally called one of the callers Shrek. It's so funny. It's funny in a way that, you know, this kind of comedy just can't be on TV anymore. But it's just so good. Anyway, um, I guess I'll read FaceTime caller. One of the pros and cons of doing this challenge. Last time I did it, I feel like I ended up having one dud and one like 5 star, 6 star read in that video because I think the 5 star, 6 star one was like loosely similar. Like they had some like slightly similar elements, but there was something a little bit different about the book versus the movie, and I feel like it allowed me to really separate both of them and enjoy them as like very separate things. I feel like these two are really similar, and so I don't know. I'm really hoping that I don't shoot myself in the foot by comparing them and like watching this while simultaneously reading this and having both of the pieces of media in my head at the same time, because I just obviously have a bias going in, like this movie is one of my favorites of all time. But I'm hoping that we could get something decently different. I'm hoping that maybe there might be a little more emotional depth in the book, because I feel like that's what we don't really get that much of in the movie. So let's see. You know what though? I feel like the comedy in this is not between the two main characters, at least not so far. I feel like all of the characters in Lucy's life are really funny. Like her best friend is funny, not her younger, her daughter is funny, her ex-husband and his husband really funny. Like not really funny, laugh out loud all the time, but definitely like entertaining. And I feel like, you could live a full life with them around, like they are just entertaining people to be around. And on Aidan's side, I feel like we really only see his dynamic in work, and his parents almost always kind of have a melancholic tone when he's talking about them or talking to them. So we don't really get comedy from his side of the story, and we don't really get it in their interactions. It's more like introductory banter between the two main characters, more so than like straight up laugh out loud ridiculousness. So that's also a difference that hopefully does not make me deduct points from the book.
You do it today, you do it again in a week. You're a freak, you're a freak, you're a parasite sucking a leech. Come on, man, it's over. Yeah, it's over now. What a waste of time, what a waste of time.
Oh, Spain won. Belgium's going home. King of me. This World Cup has just been so fun. I'll be so sad when it's over. We won't even have it for next 4 years. It's always so sad. But I also feel like that's what makes it so special, that you don't get it like every single year. But yeah, I'm on page 230 of FaceTime Caller now, and I'm liking it. It's actually now starting to get good, in my opinion. Like it's now picking up, and when we're just getting like a little bit more flirting and fun banter between them. I feel like before this, we were just kind of getting to know the characters individually and their lives, and they were both like kind of getting to know each other and get comfortable with each other. And now we're kind of getting a bit more into the flirting. That's okay, honey.
You're back on the beat, distorted and cheap, and you're a
one is good. Okay, but no. Let the tension build up. Let's almost do it. I'll give this book 5 stars right now if this is not a sex scene. Shut up. This is so cute. Wait, I'm
On
liking
the
this.
street, feeling weak and defeated. It's all that
Like at the beginning, I wasn't completely sold on them. I don't know. They just felt like two hot people in proximity to each other, you know? But I'm warming up to them as a couple. Like they're not my favorite couple of all time by any means, but I'm definitely liking them. More importantly, I'm loving that Lucy is finding her love, you know? So okay, so this book, as I suspected, I'm obviously not done. It's been definitely like 5 minutes, and I'm now on page 281. I mean 381. However, I just honestly I feel like I killed it with this comparison. Like very different personalities, and their dynamics are also very different. I feel like the one in The Ugly Truth was way more playful. This one is definitely deeper and a little bit more tender and vulnerable. I feel like we didn't really get much of that in The Ugly Truth. It was more comedy and like ridiculousness and then like moments of tension and romance. But I feel like in the book or in this book we do have a lot of tension, but we don't have a lot of straight up romance. I feel like we have more just like a slow burn friendship turning into love, and I'm really liking that. I feel like it's different enough that I have not been comparing it since like I picked up the book yesterday. And so yeah, I've been really loving it. And then I don't understand the Aiden Valentine hate, to be honest. I feel like he's a decent guy, and I think he's cynical in a way that is rooted in like abandonment issues. Like he's scared to get hurt, and he's scared to like love too hard and lose it. Like that's where his cynicism is rooted. And I feel like I completely get it. Like I can't fault him for the way that he feels about that, to be honest, because it's completely valid. And I also feel like with Lucy, she wants love, but she doesn't need it. And that's also so refreshing. I feel like she has so much love in her life, and it's so clear that her life is so full, regardless of romantic love. But she's just a girl, you know? She wants that. She wants romance. She wants love. She wants somebody to cuddle up with and watch movies, and somebody to, you know, make her feel loved and special in that romantic sense. So I'm honestly really liking it. I'm liking it a lot more than I thought that I would end up liking it. But I'm just realizing that these like radio show, mixed media type of romances, maybe they're up my alley. I can't stop talking, obviously, but that I'm like always scared that my girl is going to be let down. Like she's going to have her heart on her sleeve and then get disappointed, because you know that's like an occupational hazard of wearing your heart on your sleeve, unfortunately. But yeah, she says, let me know when you're ready to talk. I'll be listening. Ugh. If there's a radio show, listen to me. Come. If there's a radio show in a book or movie and it doesn't end with the love confession being on air, cancel the book. Cancel it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to read it. Wasting my time. Okay. I picked up another book for this challenge on Saturday, and Honestly, something about it when I read the description of it seemed like it might be kind of the theme that I was looking for the next movie that I had in mind. But I've been reading it. I'm on page 70 now, and I just don't. I'm really, really enjoying the book, and so I will continue to read it outside of this vlog. But it's not giving the vibe that I wanted. And I was trying to find like a comparable book to either Crazy Stupid Love or Stuck in Love, where there's like a marriage and turmoil between parents, and they have like older kids who also have like love stories of their own going on. And I don't think that that's what I'm getting in the book that I picked up. So moving on from that, I guess we're choosing a different movie, or I have chosen a different movie already. But if you have any recommendations for like that Crazy Stupid Love count that I'm talking about, please let me know, because I really like those are two of my favorite movies of all time, and I love interconnected romantic stories and family dynamics and stuff like that. So yeah, let me know. But I've already picked up my next book, which is The Love of My Afterlife by Kirsty. Yeah, by Kirsty Greenwood. I have heard and seen people talking about this book and comparing it to About Time, which is one of my favorite movies, obviously. That's why it's in this video. However, I read the description of this and I have stopped it. I'm on page 39 now. And I think that this one way more closely aligns with Eternity. That's the movie that came out, I think, last year with Callum Turner, Miles Teller, and Elizabeth Olsen. And I really, really love that one. I gave that one like 5 stars when I watched it at the end of last year. It was my last like god tier movie that I watched in 2025. So I thought that I guess we could use that as a comp title. I don't really see the About Time comparison quite yet, but I guess maybe later on in the book it will make a bit more sense. And I do see almost what people might be talking about in terms of About Time, because our main character in the story, she has to go back. You see, she doesn't have to go back in time though, but she is going back to like Earth because she's died and she's in like this afterlife now, and she gets a second chance to go back to Earth and live for 10 more days and find this guy that she met in the afterlife. So I guess it is like some kind of manipulation of the love story to be going back in time or going back to Earth, which is something that happens in About Time. But I don't, other than that, I really don't see it. I do see Eternity a lot here though. I see that one, there's this aspect of the afterworld being a heavy setting of this book, or at least like the beginning chapters are set in the afterworld, and we have like this kooky kind of afterlife therapist in this book. We also have it in Eternity, and we have a sort of love triangle between our main character, who is going back to find love or trying to figure out something in terms of her love life, and two other main characters in the story, which I've already started to sense. I know that that's where we're going. So yeah, I'm definitely really interested in the story, and I do think that it really closely aligns to Eternity. So that's the content I'll be using.
Is this hell? Is this hell?
Tells the story for all Englishmen and ladies.
Guys, Argentina just scored against England.
Top drawer.
Now I'm nervous.
Here's United. Argentina are remarkably resilient. It's the post. And for the second time, he's hit both posts. Messi. Oh, England are in trouble. Maybe through Lautaro Martinez. They're going out to the semi-final stage. Almost gets Argentina to the final.
Now takes in the lead for the Golden Boot.
Okay guys, hello. I have not given you an update in a couple days, so hello. So I finished this yesterday. I want to say I read literally like 70% of this yesterday because it was just so good I couldn't stop. I was like addicted. I was addictively reading this yesterday. My husband came home around like 6 p.m. and I had been reading it like throughout the day before that. And then when he came home, we just did some parallel play and he was like, I think he was watching an episode of his show and then he was playing on his game and I just laid there and I read this, like the last 50% of this book without moving a muscle. It was so good. It was so good. I don't even know where to start. Well, I gave it 5 stars. Maybe I could start there. I had no intentions of giving it 5 stars. And not no intentions, but I had no expectations. I thought that I would enjoy it, but I didn't think that I would love it so much the way that I did. But I really, really did. I thought that it was so heartwarming and funny. And I love romance stories where we see a character that has such a full life. It's kind of the same thing that I was talking about with Lucy, where I feel like she doesn't really need romantic love. She wants it, but she doesn't need it because she has such a full life and a life surrounded by loved ones, regardless of romance. But the romance in this was so good and sweet and funny and and there was also like a little bit of a plot twist, which I had no expectation of at all. I think this one just kind of surpassed my expectations and it was just such a fun ride to follow this character go from not really loving her life and not really seeing much value in it and also kind of wasting her life to to like really being able to step back and look at the people around her who love her and step away from some of the hurts of her past and of her childhood and just really appreciate the life that she has now and the people that she has in her life now and value the connections that can be made still in her life and that it's not like totally lost because she had a hard childhood. Truly guys, I loved every second of this and I'm also currently watching Eternity. I started it yesterday and I'm about to finish it. I think I have like half an hour left, but that movie is also so good. I can't talk about it because we'll be here forever, but I see the similarities. I see the similarities so clearly and I just feel like that's such a perfect comp, but it's different enough that I could like really appreciate this book and allow it to stand on its own without really directly comparing it to Eternity. And also I love Miles Teller. That movie is just so good. But yeah, I think that's kind of all. Okay, you're done. Okay, that's all I have for today's video. I hope you really enjoyed. I know I did. I'm really surprised that I ended up loving both of the books that I picked up. Well, I mean, there was that one in the middle that we don't talk about. But yeah, I'm really surprised that I ended up loving the book so much. And I'm so surprised to find a 5-star. I really didn't think I would. But I'm really happy about it. So thank you for watching. And I will see you next time. Bye. See you. Bye.